was a little bit better. Oh, okay, see, that was my problem. I relied on magic to carry me and not the crescent falchion like usual. Good thing the soldiers are as slow as they are, else I might have died again, and that would have just been terrible. It's both satisfying and sort of frustrating how useless Crescent Moon Grass is at this stage of the game.
We meet again, fancy that. Hope you find
Our old friend the Dreggling Merchant is still alive and kicking and wanting to sell us mostly stolen goods, but who's telling, eh? The most noteworthy additions to his stock are the weapons, but they're way overpriced and things we can get elsewhere if we want them.
the king, he's gone mad like the rest of them. But perhaps he was mad in the first place. I can never tell with those eccentric royal oafs. It is the end of Great Boletaria as we know it, but hell, at least hard times, eh? I'm sure you'll...
Aside from the tidbit about King Aland, we don't learn too much. Outside, we pick up this sword. It's a really great sword, just fantastic. The crossbow guys are a pain to deal with at a range, so let's get around them. Down here you can see the very beginning of the stage where the dogs attacked us initially, which I always liked. This fat official dropped the Iron Ring of Keys, which we'll need pretty soon for an optional area. Do you think the soldiers have lunch here? It's a pretty nice place out in the sun and stuff. Lots of food, too. That guy was like a jester or something. Creeped up, assassinated me, and then did backflips to get himself off screen. Silly. Not sure why you can't roll over the ladder here, but this body has a soul on it and not much else. We don't have much of a reason to get to the area below, so let's head upwards. Again with the flaming boulder crap. Boletaria needs some new idea, guys, and fast. This guy charging at you is quite the nightmare scenario for players that tried to kill the Red-Eye Spear Knight in 1-1, unlike us in this playthrough. I know I died to him at least 20 times before I gave up originally, so to have a Red-Eye Knight wielding a huge sword with both hands rush you all of a sudden is an experience. design of 1-3 is pretty different from the first two, and that's especially clear here. I really enjoy going through these narrow pathways and rooftops in order to get around the gate that blocked us off before. Rewatching this footage has really shown me how bad I am at realizing when an enemy is dead. I always do at least one extra swing, it feels like. I guess it's because of how many times I've died from not slashing enough.
Help! Help! The Soul-Star soldiers are... Oh Lord, hurry please!
I was so eager to save Ostrava that I skipped his dialogue, but I hope you saw it in the subtitle. He just said, "In the name of all that is sacred, please open this gate." Ostrava doesn't let his guard down for even a second until he reaches his safe spot in this little alley.
You saved my life. This is the third time I am truly indebted to you. This is all I have. But please accept it. Now, I must go. My father the king awaits me just over there. My father the king awaits me just over there.
And there's our outright confirmation. Ostrava is the son of King Alland XII and was working his way through World 1 alongside us to make contact with him at the end of the world inside the castle. As a reward, he gives us pure clear stone, and this is the only reliable way to obtain it. Otherwise, you would just have to get lucky with crystal lizards. Thankfully, he needs to rest before continuing on, allowing us to do something rather fun and not have to worry about him. I'm sitting on 44,000 souls at the moment, so I'm going to go to the Nexus and upgrade my vitality a little bit.
Thou seekest then touch, soul of the mind, key to life. Out thou
But perhaps
Even after saving him in 1-3, Ostrava's got nada to say.
Thank goodness. We are in debt.
Back at the Tower Knight Archstone, we would continue back into 1-3 if we didn't have the Ring of Keys. We have to backtrack ever so slightly to find the door that it unlocks. This descending passageway gives us access to a prison and a single fat official who will drop some grass and yet another key item, the bloody iron key. Let's have a look at some of the loot that we've earned. In the first cell, there's a soul item, and in the second, there's some fine dust on the floor. At the third cell, it seems we've acquired a human being.
Who goes there? You killed that vile insect and saved me. I am called Biorr, the elder of the twin fangs of Boletaria. I thank you. You deserve a handsome reward. Only I have none. Go on ahead. I shall sleep a while.
Biorr's laugh is the best one to ever be in a video game, and I've been waiting the entire playthrough for it. Rather than embracing his new freedom, he decides to sleep some more, which is just as well because we need to finish looting this place. At the end of this hallway is the tower shield. On the other side of the bars is where the Dregling merchant was in 1-2 before he moved on to 1-3. It definitely lives up to its name. That's all we have to do in this area, but there is a second optional area that we can access now that we picked up the bloody iron key. The loot box was only up for a second and we had Ostrava to save, so you may have missed it, but the fat official that was taunting us from the other side of the gate dropped his cap, and we'll need it for the next area. And it's very fashionable, even if we didn't. Reaching the top of this tower reveals that wearing the official's cap is actually a clever disguise. Just by seeing the hat, the fat official above lowered the stairs for us. On the bodies, we looted a ring of the accursed, which makes you the enemy's top attack priority, essentially making you more of a tank in multiplayer, and a ring of magical nature, which gives you one extra spell slot for magic. Up here, it's extremely important to take off the hat once you've defeated the guard, or else your disguise will work on this woman as well, for the worse.
Heavens, you came to save me. Thank you. No, I'm fine. With a little rest, I can soon walk. go on ahead. I do not wish to be a dead weight.
And that's it. But don't worry, we'll learn more about this strange witch once we get back to the Nexus. With the optional areas out of the way, let's do just that. We have to talk to Biorr of the Twin Fangs as well.
Hello there. You rescued the young sorceress from that tower. I express my gratitude. There can be no excuse for such ill treatment of a young innocent. A king would be proud. Our great king is a magnanimous leader. He's solid, spirited, caring of his subjects. He fought vigilantly against the vile and depraved. The seditious claims that our Lord brought this scourge upon us, they are mere fabrications, woven by jealous conspirators. I'm certain of it, for there is no other explanation. I heard an odd piece of news from a merchant Dregling. He claims that the son of the king, Ariona, has come to Boletaria alone. Ariona is a wise and kind soul, almost too kind. He would not be safe in this accursed land without protection. If you find Ariona, do look after him, and tell him to return to the Nexus immediately. And that Biorr of the Twin Fangs will look after His Highness. My brother-in-arms, Varifax of the Twin Fangs was a brave and mighty knight. Unlike myself, he was the master of more than the sword. Varifax's mind was sharper than most scholars. Dark times have befallen us. If our Lord, with the esteemed help of Varifax, could not prevent it, then no one could have. Our great king is the sadist.
But perhaps...
Little awkward. It's too bad our character can't connect the dots and reunite Ostrava, whose real name is Ariona Aland, and Biorr.
Hello again. You saved me from great agony. I am sorry, for I cannot offer proper thanks. If you wish, however, I can teach you magic and trade for demon souls. But my witchcraft is of a dark nature, and arouses suspicions. Why not try the magic of great sage Frake? Are you certain you wish to learn witchcraft? It would honor me to assist one such as you, but... are you sure?
This is where I kick myself and regret not saving a few boss souls in advance. Yuria, given the difficulty of freeing her when compared to Sage Frake, offers extremely powerful magic in exchange for demon souls that we've already given to him. So sadly we're locked out of Ignite, Firestorm, Soul Thirst, and Relief. The most exciting of those is definitely Firestorm, by the way. I would recommend looking it up if the whim hits you.
Once, I lusted after the power offered by demon souls. I ventured through the fissure into Boletaria, but became trapped in the Nexus. Then the king's executioner Meralda chained me up inside that tower. My thirst for demon souls is no more. On the contrary, I find such power dangerous. I feel great misgivings about Frake. I was branded a witch at a very young age, and since then, I have been persecuted as a threat to human society. Although I never had ill intentions, this black craft of mine is intrinsically evil. If there is a god, he gave us souls to do good, not to practice witchcraft. My accusers detested my dark arts for good reason. For the path I have taken is tainted. This has been one of my realizations since coming to Boletaria. But I am afraid that Frake too has ventured down the wrong path. he has become obsessed with the dark arts. But I am afraid I owe my life to you. If you're ever in need of witchcraft, speak to me. It is a dark art, but it is all that I can offer.
I've always found Yuria's stance on magic and her involvement with it extremely interesting. She speaks rather warningly of Sage Frake, cautioning us that he has become obsessed with the dark arts. Whether or not this is something to worry about remains to be seen. Thanks for watching as always. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you in the next video.